Hello again! Today I want to show you how to make some gnome-y gift tags that are very simple to make and can be quite cute, and you only need very basic supplies for them. So let's see what we'll need. We'll need, of course, scissors to cut our gift tag and a punch hole that we'll use for the gnome-y nose, and also for the hole to thread our thread in. This is just a simple baker's twine. And then if you want, you can use a pencil and eraser to draw some shapes first, and to color the edges of the gift tag we can use either poster paint or just simple coffee and a kitchen sponge. Of course, if you have it, you can also use distress ink or normal ink and ink blender, and that works as well as great, but I wanted to show you a way how to do it with just the basic supplies. And of course we'll need cardboard. Here I have just some scraps of different colored cardboard. We'll need this tan color and red color for the gnome's head, and some whites for the gnome's beard and maybe background if you want to. You can use offcuts, wrongly printed paper, or you can even use recycled cardboard like this. If you're lucky, some recycled cardboard is actually white on one side and tan on the other, and it has no markings. But if you don't have that, you can use some normal from cereal, chocolate, rice, whatever, and just glue two together so that they're nice on both sides. In that case, if you don't have a recycled cardboard that would be a color that you'd like, you can also use kids' watercolor or poster paint to paint it in the desired shade. So to make a tag like this, we will first cut our cardboard into these strips of paper. These are about 3 centimeters by 10 centimeters, which is a little bit more than an inch by 4 inches. But the exact size doesn't matter that much. They can be larger. This one is about 5 centimeters or 2 inches, and it's longer. It's about 5 inches, 12.5 centimeters, and they all work. And if you want, you can also round off the corners. Now, next thing we'll do is punch a hole roughly in the middle. If you look at it from this angle, you can see when the cardboard is in the middle. And it's even easier if you have some kind of this kind of punch, but this can be used as well. Now, this is optional, but if you want, you can take a piece of tissue paper or paper towel and just take one small little piece and glue it where you want your gnome to stand. I forgot to mention the glue before. Now let's cut the bases of our gnome. They can be different shapes, as you can see here. And I like to use offcuts like this for that. This one is more pointy like that. And then we can have another one that is more shaped more like a stem of a mushroom, and maybe a bit longer beard. And we just cut this out. You could also freehand cut it, but if you are using the pencil, either turn this around so that the pencil marks don't show, or erase them. I like to erase them because I prefer this part of the cardboard. And then what we'll do is use another piece of recycled cardboard and just cut out a piece, and we'll make these cute little red heads. As you can see, you can do this even if you have nothing. You can always get some kind of recycled cardboard somewhere, even if you don't have it. You probably know someone who has it. Now I'm just arranging my pieces together, and I'm doing several of the gift tags together so that you can see the different variations and how different choices affects your design in the end. You can have pointy beard or long beard or mushroom-like beard. Now I'm showing you the little punched out circle from tan cardboard that we punched out from the base of the gift tag, and we'll use it for the nose. I'm bringing in my watercolors so I can put some texture onto the beard. I'm just putting some watercolor onto the sponge, and now I'm using a scrap piece of cardboard to test it. Always test it before you go to the real thing. If the paint is too dry, it won't show up, and if it's too wet, it will be blotchy and the texture won't show. So it's really important to get a nice consistency. And here's a close-up of how I apply the ink to the beard. If you have any questions or comments, comment down below and I'll try to answer my best. Now I'm putting on to the other cards the background, the tissue paper for the little snowy ground. I'm very new here, so your interaction means a lot to me. So if you like this video, please let me know by liking it and subscribe to my channel. And I'm gonna assemble everything together. I'm taking the gnome-y beard, putting glue on and just gluing it onto the tag. Now I'm gonna do the same with the head. Just moving things aside and gluing the head on. It's a good idea to assemble everything first. And now for the nose. I glue the nose on at last because it peeks from the head. This step is optional, but if you want to, you can take some poster paint and a stencil and add some texture or an interesting design to your background. Here I'm just taking a stencil with snowflake design, and I'm gonna rub the white poster paint into it with a normal sponge, just piece of cut off sponge. You could also use kitchen sponge. Or you could just splatter the paint with paintbrush or a toothbrush and you'd get a very similar result and a nice texture as well. Here I'm taking the silver color. This is just kids poster paint, really cheap color. And I'm doing the same thing. Now I'm gonna assemble all the other gift tags so you can see how they look. As you will see, it would be better if I would put the ground a bit lower because my heads are really close to the hole at the top. So take care of that. Do as I say, not as I do. And if you run out of your noses, punched out circles, you can punch some more. Now let's ink up the edges. To do that, I'm taking normal coffee powder, coffee granules, and I put just a little bit of water and mix it all up. Then I'm taking a normal, clean, new kitchen sponge that I just use for crafts now, and I'm putting some coffee onto it. The amount of coffee you put on it is quite important because otherwise, if it's too wet, it can be too drippy. So always test it on a scrap piece of cardboard first. Now that I'm satisfied, I'm taking my tags and the first one, and now I'm inking it all around the edges. Don't worry if some of the coffee will get onto the beard or anything like that. It will just add to the shading and interest. And I'm pretty sure nobody will notice. If you wanted, you could also do this beforehand with the red hats as well. I just didn't complicate. When you run out of coffee, just reload it, but always test on a scrap piece of paper first. I'm just using those offcuts of cardboard that I had from when I was cutting out beards. I'm just inking all around the edges, and as you can see, you don't really need any fancy supplies. Kitchen sponge works just as well. Here I'm reassembling one gnome because while I was applying coffee, a head got unstuck. Now let's dry off everything. I used heat gun, but you can just wait, although some heat is nice because it makes coffee not sticky anymore. Now I'm taking a piece of baker's twine and folding it in half, so there's a loop on one end. I'm threading this loop through the hole in the top of the gift tag, pulling it out, and pulling the other threads through the loop so it's secure. It's a very easy and decorative way to tie the gift tag. And I'm just knotting the ends off so this can be hung on a Christmas present or on a tree or on a gift bag or something like that. Now all you have to do is write or stamp the name of the recipient onto the back side. And that's it. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe for more videos. There'll be one coming every week. Bye bye.